Everyone for coming here tonight, and I want to thank the Jewish Federation for sponsoring this event. And for those of you who doesn't know, my name is Shir, and I'm the Israel emissary of the Jewish Federation with Shachar that sits over there. We're the both shlichot, and this is Ethan that we are working with. Bonnie is also working in the Federation with us. And Shaliach is the Israel emissary. We both came here to live 2 years in New Jersey and do Israel engagement in different events. And this year we decided that we want to try to do Zikaron BeSalon, this event. In a minute I will explain a little bit more. But thank you all for helping us making it happen. I really appreciate it. So today is the day when we remember and promise to never forget. Yom HaZikaron LaShoah ולגבורה. It's the day when we're thinking about our people who found their death at these dark and terrible times. When Israel was founded, speaking about the Holocaust wasn't really a common thing. The Zionist movement was trying to create a strong new Jew, and the stories about what happened in Europe didn't really match this ethos. There was a lot of criticism from the Israeli society towards the survivors. And after all of this thing they were going through, a lot of survivors in Israel felt uncomfortable and ashamed to tell about what happened. When the years had passed, the Israeli society has understood the big mistake. They learned more and more about the terrible things that happened, and realized the pain of their brothers from Europe. Eichmann's trial was one of the biggest events who changed the Israeli society. It was one of the first times that survivors shared their stories on the witness stand. The Israeli society was shocked and realized something must be done in order to make sure these stories will be heard and we will never forget this dark time and make sure it will never happen again. Yom HaShoah was inaugurated in 1953, anchored in a law signed by the Prime Minister of Israel, David Ben-Gurion, and the President of Israel, Yitzhak Ben-Zvi. The original proposal was to hold Yom HaShoah on the 14th of Nisan, the anniversary of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, April 19, 1943. But this was problematic because the 14th of Nisan is the day immediately before Pesach, Passover. The date was moved to 27th of Nisan, which is 8 days before Yom HaAtzmaut, or Israeli Independence Day. Yom HaShoah opens in Israel at sundown, and in an official ceremony held in Warsaw Ghetto Square at Yad Vashem, the Holocaust Mothers and Heroes Authority in Jerusalem. During the ceremony, the national flag is lowered to half-mast. The President and the Prime Minister both deliver speeches. Holocaust survivors light 6 torches symbolizing the 6 million Jews who didn't survive. On Yom HaShoah, ceremonies and services are held at schools, military bases, and by other public and community organizations. On the evening of Yom HaShoah and the day itself, places of public entertainment are closed by law. Israeli television airs Holocaust documentaries and Holocaust-related talk shows, and low-key songs are played on the radio. Flags on public buildings are in the half-mast. At 10 a.m., an air raid siren sounds through the country, and Israelis are expected to observe 2 minutes of reflection and standing still. Almost everyone stopped what they are doing, including motorists who stopped their cars in the middle of the road, standing beside their vehicles in silence as the siren is sounded. Zikaron BeSalon is an annual event which takes place on Israeli Holocaust Memorial Day. Zikaron BeSalon started in Israel in a living room where a few friends gathered in 2010 and experienced an extraordinary and meaningful event. The idea was born from the understanding that the connection between the Israeli society and the memories of the Holocaust had significantly deteriorated. There was a need for an alternative, intimate way for commemorate. Today, the program operates in more than 50 countries around the world. This is the first year that we are doing it here with the Jewish Federation in New Jersey. Alongside formal events, Zikaron BeSalon offers a new, meaningful and intimate way to commemorate this day and embrace its implications through discussions at home among family, friends and guests. The Israeli high school is taking the 11th graders during the summer to Poland, after they learn about World War II and the Holocaust all year long. Most teenagers in Israel finding themselves facing this horrible history, and it's not easy, but it's a meaningful journey. It's also when you start asking and exploring about your own family background. Unfortunately, I missed my school trip because I was sent on the same summer to work at a summer camp in Connecticut and represented Israel and the Israeli Scouts there. I was sad to miss the Poland journey of my school. This year, due to the fact that I organized this program, I found myself asking more questions. I knew from my grandfather's stories that he grew up in a small town in Romania and he suffered from very bad anti-Semitism, and his dad was sent to working camp and came back in the end of the war. But I realized I don't know about the rest of the family. His parents moved to Romania when he was younger, but the rest of both sides of his family stayed in Ukraine. After the war, his mom's brother came back and told them that no one survived from both families. My grandfather's uncle were buried alive. My grandmother's family is from Poland. Her mom made Aliyah when she was 18 years old, so she was safe during World War II. All of her siblings and her parents didn't survive the war. The one story I've never heard before is about her brother, Yisachar Rozin, Zichrono Livracha. He made Aliyah too, and he started to study industry in the Technion in Haifa. He was only 19 years old when the British Army sent him to fight, along with other young Jews, against the Nazis in Greece. He never came back, and the only memory my family got from the battle was his watch. He didn't get to be buried in Israel, and no one knows what happened to his body. It's not easy for me to be during this emotional day, away from Israel and away from my family. But I promised my mom that my mission this year will be remember Yisachar and tell his legacy. So tonight when we light the candles, I dedicate one of the candles for the memory of Yisachar. I really appreciate it that you all decided to come here tonight and finding a way to remember and never forget. Thank you very much. So I want to thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to light one candle, and then I'm inviting Wendy and Erno to also light a candle. And after that, we also have 6 more candles in the memory of the 6 million that we can also light.
Should we ask other people to? Is there anybody? So who here has had family? Do we have 6 people that maybe?
Not only Hungarian, but Polish and all those.
Are you ready? Again?
Yeah. You'd like to and
Here. You want that?
The Avon family from Poland. Eva mother from Hungary. Eva home.
I thought there was 6.
Oh.
Is there?
Hello? So surprised. Want me to grab it? I'll grab it.
It's really nice.
Does anybody else like to light candles?
Like for Evan if you want.
Okay.
Harold family is also from Romania, which is Hungary. And then this family also Hungarian.
The Hungarians represent.
So I'm going to ask everyone, if you can, please stand up so we can read it Kaddish.
There's a bunch of kippas over there with you.
Oh, wait a second.
They have it.
Oh, well, this is my son's. Sarah.
Which one? Yeah, this one. Is that it? Remember me? My mom and my dad.
You got a picture of this.
Zikaron BeSalon. Om Namah Shivaya, Yom Nisai. V'chayei chayim v'chayim v'chayim v'chol beis Yisrael. V'chol v'zman korim v'imru mayim. V'heish ma'irav v'vorach v'lodam v'vorach. Yisborach v'yishtabach v'yistvah v'yisvanah v'yisnaseh. Yisadav v'yisaleh v'yispalach shemay v'kiddushah v'krivu. Leilu mikol v'chosar sheyaseh. Yishvachosar v'chosar. Daviram v'olam v'imru mayim. Yehai Shlomo Rabbi Yishumayim. Yisrael v'imru mayim. Oseh Shalom